Whenever it's asked to remove or replace.
I'm not sure I understand that, but it's right.
It's in the city charter.
No, I know. I get so. Stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. You ready, Ash?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chair, could you ask who's assuming?
So what board members are on the zoomed in?
Eugene meeting here.
Eugene? Anybody else? Michael Duncan's on?
Jim Swift, you on?
Jim's on. I saw Jim.
There's 3 names up there.
I understand, but I wanted to hear the communication.
Oh. Jim, yeah, he's Jim's on. Approval of the meeting minutes dated June 8th, 2022.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes in the meeting from June 8th, 2022.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Bill, seconded by Don. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Votes ordered. Commissioner John Pushkar has left the board. As she says, a notice. Budget worksheet.
Or not? No. Okay.
Any questions on the worksheet? Actually, we should be getting the balance. So this being July 1st, when do we get our final for 21-22? This is probably, this says it here as of 7/7. So that mean, does that mean that this is correct?
Yes, it's up to date at that point. And your final draft number should be for next meeting, you'll have,
The final.
yeah, your final.
Okay, so we'll wait till the next job. We'll wait for the next meeting to comment on that. Not gonna do it now unless anybody wants to talk about it. Hearing none, we'll move on. Superintendent's report.
The pollution control plant's monthly report for June 2022. Every flow is 2.1 gallons per day. Our flow is 2.5 million gallons per day. We're in compliance with all our permit limits. Our total nitrogen was 94 pounds per day. Trucked out 35 pledge. All 4 SPRs are online. Did not have a safety meeting because of
Did you give us a report? I don't remember seeing it when I opened the package.
It should be signed.
Did I miss it? Oh, I missed that. Where? Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going. Sorry, buddy.
and so we did not get in a safety meeting. Had, no accidents, another incident 3 months, so we're up to 2. Lost time for accidents, the first aid cases. Our chemical consumables were the same. We used 2,648 gallons of sodium hypo for disinfection. We had no noise complaints. So we're up to 173 noise complaint free months. No state issue rodent complaints. Pump station water treatment plant, so it's 47 complaint free months at the moment. Our preventive maintenance schedule was as usual. Corrective maintenance was sent 2 motors out. They replaced the plant water pump motors. We replaced the hand screen filter basket. We replaced the food can of the plant water. Work schedule is the people upstairs. Future would keep on top of all the equipment, security controls and checks or repairs needed. Called out a total of 500 pounds of grease from 5 pump stations. 50 pounds better than last year. Time schedule was.
Everybody's going out back out to dinner now. No pasta at home.
Yeah. Their overtime management was as usual.
Any questions for Ed or Garrett? Garrett, quick question. This questionnaire that I just asked you about, the Connecticut Water Environment Association. Is there anything else? I mean, I just want to ask you, I mean, you don't have to answer me. Are you happy with current training opportunities? You said no. Is there no training opportunities? I see you said on your last page.
They're very limited in what they offer every year, like the same warranty courses.
So you're really, what you're saying in the very last line is you're saying more locations for training. So
And more locations.
you want to do training.
It's usually either just at the casino, which is, you know, the other side of the state, or Old One. We'd like to see something in Fairfield County, maybe, you know?
Okay. The training in person, I agree with that. Would you like to see more hands-on? Yep. Would you like to see training geared more towards wastewater license grade? You said no. Why is
No,
that?
because then it's gonna get specific. I mean, there's stuff that in a grade 1 that we don't normally work with that we might be interested in, or something in a 3 or 4 that might help us. Be specific.
So you're looking for grade-specific training.
Well,
So can I put that on here? You're looking for grades?
no, I'm not looking for grades. I don't want to just gear just towards my grade 2. Maybe there's something in his grade 4 that might benefit me. It's not a certification course, it's a knowledge course.
Right, exactly.
I'm not looking to increase my license. I just
Okay.
want to train, so I don't want these grades.
And then
specific.
operations and process, more specific training that you would like to see. Operations and process.
Yeah, because it's usually always a lab or pumps, I mean, all right, how many times can I tell me how a pump works? I'd like to get into more of the
Okay,
process. That's just my opinion.
yep. No, this stuff is pretty valuable, I think. Anything else for Garrett or Ed? Hearing none, move on. Application 22-107 Long Hill Avenue, Gamble Place.
Al, can you take the podium, please?
Professional engineer with Wilkowski, John King, 415 Howard Avenue, Shelton.
Matt, since you're up here, you want to get up and talk about your recommendations, please?
So we looked over the application for the Gamble Place subdivision. The proposed manhole installations look good. We did note that there is a privately owned grinder pump on lot 6 property, just the configuration of the topography at the end of the cul-de-sac. And then we just want to make sure that they provide a curb stop and a check valve at the front.
All right, so the grinder pump, is that going to be, what are we using for our typical, what are we recommending now for our typical grinder pumps now?
Well, Al from Menlo Cable, they'll present a pump and I'll make an evaluation if it's acceptable Liberty pump.
Okay, so I know Tom, rightfully so, was trying to have everybody, Alan, you've been here long enough to know that Tom liked to carry the same pump throughout, because if we had throughout town, and there was an emergency, we had one on standby for you guys.
And there has been a movement to go to the Liberty pumps instead of the E1 pumps.
It's been E1 for years.
What?
It's been E1 for years.
Yeah.
E1s are very hard. to get parts.
I'm not recommending
Yeah.
E1, all I'm
No,
saying,
We'll put in whatever you guys have on stock or.
We want a Liberty pump.
Okay.
Parts are easier to get, more readily available,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, so we're gonna put that in the record. That's in here now. You're calling out Liberty, Alan?
Yeah.
Okay, can we call that out Liberty in there?
So, this application, other than that grinder pump, which we're just asking to have that curb stop check valve and then, basically send to the sewer administrator, basically the cut sheet of the pump that they're gonna use before they go and order it. That's really the only recommendation. It's not a high head installation, so it's not, and it's not multiple grinder pumps into a low pressure sewer. It's just a single pump up, so it's a low. There's not really a lot of engineering that goes into that. So other than that, it's just following the directives of the,
So that's one house that's gonna be on a
Just one, yeah.
pump up?
Yeah.
The last house in the street
Lot
house, that's
6. Lot 6.
lot 6. At the end of the street, okay.
And I would work out all the details with them on when they come to pull the sewer from us.
Okay. Anything else, Matt?
no, that's it for this one.
All right, based on Matt's recommendations, 1 through 4, including the Liberty pump, you're gonna give Matt and Ernie the cut sheet for the Liberty, okay. Anybody want to make a recommendation on Matt's?
Make a recommendation to approve the sewer connection application reviewed by Watson and Shelton.
I'll second the motion.
Motion from Don to accept application 22-107 Campbell Place subdivision, seconded by Bill. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
On anything,
These next 3.
the next new ones.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Application 22-109, 453 River Road. I'm sorry, 22-108, 740 River Road.
740, 740.
That's the next one in line, 740, not 453. Next one's 740.
Jim, you on, right?
Yep, I'm on. Yep, good evening, commissioners. You had me worried for a second there, Mr. Chairman.
You didn't answer our phone call yesterday. We tried calling you today, Ernie, and you didn't answer.
I wasn't aware, but my apologies.
I called you twice. I can't tell on this map, and that's why we were calling you last week. I think it was Friday. I can't tell on this map where you're tying in.
It should be on second page, page 2.
Page 2, yeah.
Yep, and you should see a low velocity force line that comes across.
Didn't see, that's why I called you, Jim.
Yeah, and it comes across the parcel at
Oh,
762.
I see it now. Okay. I see it now. I got it. All right. I guess it wasn't clear that day.
Okay.
You just came back
It was
from.
pretty hot down. It was pretty hot down here. My brain wasn't working that well, so it may not have been an advantage to talk to me.
I finally see it. I looked for it for a long time. All right. Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, just for the commissioners that may have not have looked, this is the old Winair parcel, and what we're looking to, well, it's the Winair parcel. And we're looking to subdivide that eventually into 3 different uses. The townhouses, private condominium townhouses, not apartments. The proposed medical building and a proposed supermarket. Because if you can picture the Winair site, it falls down gradient down to the river pretty well. All 3 of these uses are going to be a low velocity line that ties into an existing manhole in front of 762. We're coming across, we're staying in private property so that we don't run afoul of the state of Connecticut. It'll be a private line, so this is not an extension of the city sewer system. The condominiums, of course, will all have individual pumps, so there's no central pump station. And then, of course, the proposed medical building and the proposed supermarket both have their own separate pumps as well. So there's no issue of community sewer or anything like that. So beyond that, that's pretty much describes the project. I think the application is complete, and I'm hoping for acceptance of this application.
All right, so hold on a minute, maybe I'm wrong, because here's the problem when we get 11 by 17 drawings. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's the water. You're tying out in River Road?
No, we're not.
You're
And
not. That's my point. You're not. So you have your own pump station? This is where I'm confused. This is where I don't see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's, okay, I got it. So you're going down in front of Howard's property now, the last development you did.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, now I see. All right, well, this is the map I'm seeing it better on. Yours is 11 by 17. I don't even my glass.
Well, there should be two full sets there. That are not 11 by 17, that are full size copies. They're there.
Okay, so I see where you're going now. I got it. Okay. These are the things that Ernie and I and Matt try to iron out before these meetings. To make sure we know where people are tying in. And River Road gets a little, as you know, gets a little bit funky because you got the opportunity to go either way.
Right. Yeah, I understand.
You know, so.
Yeah, but what happens when you mess about and try and put a line in inside the state highway? The DOT will not let you do that unless it's a public line. And there's nobody in the area that needs the sewers. So, you know, we did, of course, do the study that you like to see if it needs to be expanded. And that's why we went the way we did, so that we could stay on private property that we controlled, so that we wouldn't have to deal with that. And, you know, to the benefit of the city, that the city does not have to maintain this line. It's a private line.
Right, that was the big problem with the boathouse, with Rick, whatever, I can't remember his last name. What's his last name? At the boathouse, we had done an estimate. I had personally done an estimate, and because we couldn't get, the state, as you know, won't let you run in the River Road. So I had done a budget on it and spent a considerable amount of time on it. It was about $5 to $6 million, because you can't run up River Road. You had to go in the shoulder.
Yeah, well, you can actually. I mean, you could run in the River Road, but you have to provide access to that line for every property you pass. You know, and then it has to be accepted by the WPCA as a public line.
Right. Well, if I remember, Matt, didn't we do somebody did borings out on River Road for that project? Did we do borings, Matt? Right?
I'm trying to think, I don't know if we actually did the borings we planned to do. I don't remember we did that, because we ran into some issues with there's some major underground utilities there.
Right.
I'll look back and see.
I think we started some borings, and it's just got to be, you know, or no, Rick did some borings, I think, privately for the boatyard. So, all right, this is clear now. Does anybody have any comments for Jim? Look a little bit more closer with this.
Let me ask you a quick question. What size is the low pressure sewer across that private property, just before you tie into the public sewer?
I believe it's 2.5. It should be on the last sheet in the set, shows a profile of the sewer line. I believe it's 2.5 if memory serves.
Yeah, 2.5. Page 8 of the. on top.
That it, Matt?
Yep.
Yeah, larger drawings show the whole story, Jim.
Yep.
Um, Yeah. Okay. All right, so you do, I know you do know this, but you got to go through Weston and Sampson, Jim, for the fee for them to review it, correct?
Yes.
So you have obviously have all Matt's information. You dealt with Matt before. You go through Matt, take care of it with him next month.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Matt, if you just, communicate with me and let me know fees and et cetera.
Sure, I'll send that information to Ernie and then he'll pass it along so that way.
All right.
Yep.
Next time, take off the sandals and answer our phone. Golf club out of your hand.
Well, it wasn't golf, but it was something similar.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, application number 22-109, 453 River Road.
Did you want to make a motion to accept that application?
Yeah, you make a motion, sorry.
Make a motion that we accept application number 22-108 for processing.
Motion from Bill to accept application 2108 for 740 River Road.
Second.
Second by Don, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. 453 River Road.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members, and staff. My name is Patrick O'Leary, ED. I'm senior principal with Northside Rustler, Great Meadow Road in Weathersfield, Connecticut. Here tonight for 453 River Road. Mr. Griffin is passing out a place. First color handout that you have in front of you depicts the overall development for the site. As you can see on the graphic, we're proposing 4 buildings on the site. It will total 152 residential apartments with one 4,000 to 5,500 square foot clubhouse. You have an application before you requesting service for approximately 32,000 gallons per day to service the facility as shown there on the plan. All separating distances have been provided relative to sewer, water, etc. And on the second handout you have in front of you is color-coded graphic depicting how the sewer collection will actually work on the site. The site's divided into 2 tiers. There's a lower tier along River Road. The site's right across the street from Cumberland Farms. When you're on the lower tier, you're looking out at Cumberland Farms. As you go to the northwest on the site, there's a significant amount of elevation relief, about 40 feet actually top to bottom, with the northerly side of the site, northwesterly side of the site being along Forum Road. What we are proposing to do for the facility is we'll be collecting the sewage from the bottom tier, the lower two apartment units, bringing it down to a pump station. The pump station will be privately owned, maintained, installed by the developer for the project. The lift station will then direct the upload up to the upper tier. Upper tier, we have sewage collection system, 6-inch PVC, going up to a manhole, which will intercept the forced main coming up from the lower tier and combine the two tiers in a gravity system going out to Forum Road.
So it's one pump station.
One pump station. Gravity from the upper tier up to Forum.
So the green is pumped in the
Red is gravity.
that's gravity.
Correct, Mr. Chairman. We're not actually showing the connection down Forum. There's a manhole about 150 feet down. We certainly solicit input from you in the manner in which you would like that connection made. If you would like to extend up the 150 feet with the municipal sewer system, we'll extend it in that manner. If you prefer it to be a private connection going down the city road, it's a matter of what best meets the needs of the municipality and water pollution control authority.
My first reaction is, since this is all private, you can maintain private, but I'm not gonna tell you that's the answer, because everybody else has got an answer for that. And Matt's got to, we gotta come up with Ernie and Matt, so, what works.
We're happy to accommodate in any manner. I'm not quite sure what happens up the street with sewer, whether there are houses or homes, I'm not sure if they're on septic. If you want to extend, if you want us to extend 150 up to our property, happy to do it in accordance with all your guidelines.
So if it was gonna run down, I'm sorry.
Please.
If it's gonna run down privately, how far would it go down privately to connect in?
It's 100, about
100 feet to
to the manhole.
east or west?
To the south.
As we're looking at this.
It's actually to the south as we're looking at this.
To the left.
To the left.
To the
To the
left,
left, yes.
100 feet to the left,
150.
150 feet.
Don't have any video.
And that would be to tie in
For the man, existing manhole.
into existing. See, these maps are great, Ernie.
We only have a 6-inch pipe here. You know, only a 6-inch. He wants to tie 152 units.
So you're talking, okay, so what Ernie's got is our map here. And
Our
that's a
main is
correct
only
map.
6-inch.
Yeah, correct map. There's no video, but it's clay,
So
the
it's a
original
6
pipe, clay tile.
So it's a 6-inch clay tile. So I'm not sure that's gonna work, but
If we need improvements,
Okay,
we understand the potential for required improvements to the line.
okay.
okay.
We had actually tried to find out what the
Yeah.
actual system was.
Yeah.
Through
Yeah, that's some
request for will serves to
400 feet.
the Water Pollution Control Authority, but didn't get exact.
It's like
Yes,
4,
yeah.
yeah, exactly, 400. Let's just say 600
It's
feet.
600 feet. of
So you
clay.
got 600 feet of
Clay
6-inch
pipe.
clay pipe, which won't really support that, plus the,
Understood.
okay, as long as you're amenable to increasing to 8-inch or so, that pipe.
So, yeah, so the answer is that we're just gonna have to work this out to see what works for everybody.
8-inch certainly should be adequate going down. The ability to tie into River Road, there's forced main in River Road, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to even contemplate that from the perspective of finding a way to tie in that line. So specifically, we stayed away from it, went up for, we had requested information from the Pollution Control Authority via a will serve letter for existing capacities of the system out there being Forum and going down to the lift station. And it was indicated to us in order to get that information, we had to file a formal application with you. And the information was provided, which was here tonight, 6-inch pipe tile. So we're amenable to upgrading the connection itself and the 600 feet pipe tile fade. I need just
Have you researched any of this section, any of that section? About tying, you guys, you really haven't seen that map yet or done any
We have
research?
not seen the map once again.
Okay,
We
All
requested
right.
through the will serve to get that information.
Feel like the formal application is really that first opportunity for us to
Yep, yep.
roll up our sleeves on it.
Okay, and I have this. Thank you very much. So I appreciate the map tonight. So we're happy to.
It's usually a can of beer, but we'll let you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know nothing in the back of my car, really, it'll be really hot. And we can revise the plan to reflect the change down to that sewer manhole and get that into Ernie. Comments coming in from Weston Sampson, we're happy to accommodate those as well.
Okay, so you have 152 units on here. How are you counting the 152 units? Are you counting each building plus the clubhouse? How you, when we do it by an EDU, are you saying 152 includes the clubhouse, a shower, a toilet, what's in the clubhouse?
We provided additional flows for the clubhouse itself. We based it on the unit count times the number of bedrooms, and then added on, I believe it was 50 GPD for the clubhouse per square foot. So I think the clubhouse was about 2,000 GPD. The apartment units themselves were 30,000 GPD.
Okay, so when you're with Matt, can you just do me a favor and provide that breakdown, that calculation?
Absolutely.
That calculation sheet so we know? I'm going to assume the 31,920 gallons is not going to change too much, but Matt, you'll verify that, obviously.
And, we thought maybe the original will serve letter, which broke those down that we sent in, would be attached to it. So, but we're happy to revise or amend or amend the application. Break down further. And the pump station, lift station, privately held, privately owned, maintained, operated by the developer, no expense to the municipality whatsoever.
So being a grinder pumper, you're going to have an extra grinder pump somewhere on the site?
We have to.
Right.
From that, it will be a dual pump system, right, with the standard emergency alarms on them, so.
Patrick, what about if there's loss of power, generators on?
There will be generators on site. There has to be generators on site for this. These are 4-story. So elevators, generators are mandatory. Of course, the pump system would be tied into that.
And the content of the pump house, what is going to be in there specifically?
Well, aside from the fact that I believe the pool shows on the back side of the clubhouse, with clubhouse, typically they'll have a wine storage area. There will be a mail area for UPS.
Wine storage?
What's that? Wine
I
cabinet.
think, you have an extra place in here, Bill?
There will be what I call a mail area. It's not for daily mail, but package drop off. It's in a secure location. There will be a TV room. There will be an area for small gatherings, club gatherings within the community.
Okay, so what kind of gathering would it be? Catered events?
There's a barbecue area on the back portion of the clubhouse that goes along with the pool. There would be, the barbecues are open to people who live there.
He's thinking about Fox. His brain is going towards Fox. That's what.
There's no kitchen.
No kitchens at all.
That's what you're at, no kitchen.
And if it's
So-
catered, how will it be catered?
How's
They
it-
bring
how's
in,
the
they
cleanup?
bring it Back with them and
Bring it in, clean it up and take
It's
it out.
entire-
clean it up. No kitchen though.
no kitchen. They have on-site maintenance personnel who are there throughout the duration. So this is not an apartment complex that is built and left to be operated by itself. They have a maintenance staff that is on call 24 hours a day and dedicated specifically to that development.
Okay, so the one thing I think we're gonna ask you to do is make an amendment saying you will, in the future, you will not build a kitchen in that clubhouse.
Understood.
Have to But not to go in contrast with what if you were to plan ahead and put a fat oil and grease tank in as
Yeah, that was where I was.
be a wise move on your part, in case it changes,
I think that's a great
you
suggestion.
know.
In case you put in a kitchen in a small eating area, like a private dining club, like a golf course. Like
You're ahead of the power curve.
Yeah, that's a great idea, no problem.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Matt, you can make the recommendations for sizing.
Clubhouse that size would probably be 1,500 gallon hours, so somewhere. Possibly 2,000. I tend to go for oversizing them.
Right.
Yeah, as long as they're two chamber too.
Yeah.
2,000 would be fine. Yeah, and it's just to have that in series with, that would be in series with the pump station. The line is gonna go to the pump station.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's gravity down at the pump station, so there's no backflows or anything of that nature.
All right, so let me ask the question then. Matt, and maybe you can, I don't know, just a general question. If you came down in 5 years, all of a sudden you guys are selling this thing out and it's a big hit and you want to add a kitchen, I don't think we would need them to come back to say, as long as you got the.
Tanks are there.
Yeah, we would not give them we would not sign off on the food licensing.
Right, okay.
Until we made sure there was a grease trap there. You're gonna do that at the early stage.
Which mean, right,
We're
okay.
gonna revise the plans. to
Okay.
reflect-
It's best to do it now.
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
It cost them nothing.
Ernie's going with that, yeah. So, yeah, and then we sign off on it and say, okay, they decided to make the wine room you're talking about into a dining area or something
And
like
if
that.
it's not used, it has no adverse impact whatsoever on the system. It's just some
Correct.
concrete in the ground. It'll be there for years to come.
It'd be the cheapest part of the project.
Probably will.
Yeah.
So I guess, so my question is, we're gonna have a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my concern is gonna be that, the water, connect that to the sanitary pump
Do they
station.
have this
back.
application?
So we have to make sure we're able to control the discharge for filters. So there won't be water.
Where's the pool line here? Is that a future pool?
What's up?
Is that a future pool? Where's the pool line here?
I don't know. It's not shown just yet. Because
453.
Yeah.
it's actually right.
Yeah.
It's right behind.
Between the pump station and the clubhouse, that's what.
Right behind where? The clubhouse?
Right on the
Pump station
backside of
is
the
in
clubhouse. You can see a light line extending out of the clubhouse.
I guess, okay.
It's just a retention pond.
No, not the retention pond. We're talking about the pool. Did you say a pool? Swimming pool?
He was joking.
Oh, okay, all right,
It's the
that's,
Protection pond instead of pool.
okay, all right, that works.
Mr. Griffin, what do you think of that idea? Should we give it some more thought? So, and we can show the pool on there. The reason we typically don't depict the pool on it this time is the design process. The pools are fairly elaborate. You know, they have cabanas and all kinds of various entertainment activities.
They don't stop, the cost doesn't stop.
Yeah, and so the issue at hand is designing those is a fairly expensive process. Only the design process until we're further along and then stay some level of certainty that things won't be moving around. But we'll show a pool on there that we'll revise the plan to depict the pool there and identify the pool.
Not really something that we're concerned with as far as in the sewer.
I just had that one specific question about.
Yeah, because when they start discharging and cleaning out the bowls, you want to make sure that there's a mechanism on there to restrain the flows out so it doesn't.
Yeah, wash out the
I'm
entire.
not, so I'm not gonna ask you to submit that mechanism now, I'm just gonna make a comment that we're gonna have to have that for the certificate of occupancy.
Well, say that again, the CO as far, I don't know if that's the plan.
It might.
This has got to be a 2-year project, I'm gonna assume, right? When you plan on starting?
Yes. No, all I'm saying, Mike, is in the letter of record of review for this application, I'm gonna specify that there will need to be proposed pool.
Okay.
If there's a, if there's a pool on site, that they'll need to limit the withdrawal or the discharge of water into the sewer system.
Okay.
And then kind of leave it up to them to figure out how to do that.
It's easy enough to manage.
Yeah, we had that recommendation.
Okay. Thank you for the maps. These are the best I've seen in a while. Patrick, makes it much easier. Any other questions for Bill or Patrick? All right, so Bill, excuse me.
Okay to send information directly through to Ernie.
Rather it come through the city and then they're a consultant of ours, so you're dealing with the city.
That's fine. I didn't know what made it easier for
You
you.
know, the only thing we want you to be aware of that there will be a fee for his evaluation. That's all we want you to be aware of. That's all. You know. Yeah, it's written, but we just like to reiterate the points. Straight up with it. Understand. They're not gonna make you broke, I'll tell you that.
Please, Mike. Any other questions, Mr. Chairman?
No, sir. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
have a
We'll
motion?
accept it. Somebody want to accept the application?
I'll make a motion that we accept application for review 22-109 for 453 River Road.
I'll second the nominee.
Motion to accept for review application 22-109 453 River Road. Bill and Don, all in favor? Anybody opposed? Next is application 22-110 917 Bridgeport Avenue.
Silva from Roach Seasonal Company, 35 Red Avenue, representing the applicant for 915 to 917 Bridgeport Avenue. This property is an existing office building on Bridgeport Avenue, right near the exit 11. Going southbound, exit kind of dead ends here, and then you have money down. Yeah, it's that one. Behind it, there's apartments. There's an existing sewer line from them down to Bridgeport Avenue. Our building has an existing lateral, I believe it goes directly to Bridgeport Avenue because the building predates that extension. And basically what our proposal is take a portion, the front portion of the existing office here, and do an addition of about 600 square feet into the parking lot and make the that shaded portion on SB1 4-story self-storage building. And then the area in the back there, that's an existing 1-story building, will remain as an office. It'll be a dentist office and a daycare center. So what we're here for is again, to add on that 600 square feet and convert say about 2/3 of the building on the first floor and then another 3 stories above into self-storage. We had to use the commercial retail calculation, which is going to be a lot. Again, we've done some other applications where the self-storage consultant comes up with a lesser usage rate for self-storage, because self-storage only has a couple of employees, a couple of bathrooms. That's it. So this effectively, in real life, will be a reduction in flow from the existing building. So right now, what we're showing is about 14,475 gallons per day. That's based on 1.1 gallons per day per square foot. And that's comes down to about 69 units, but we expect that your consultant will reduce that quite substantially.
Jeez. Sorry.
a lot of work.
Sorry for all the noise.
Oh, this is
Daycare outside of
this is right next to his extended stay. USA.
In between there
What buildings are just, what building are
Oh,
they?
there's doctors.
Okay.
Dentist.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I know, it doesn't.
It was a daycare there.
It's the building that's on Huntington, that, as you go up Huntington Street, that's, you can see from the backside of it. Is that what you're?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
All right. All right, now I know where it is.
Yeah, so it's, I think there's a dentist at the front right now.
You're keeping the building, you're knocking it down.
We're keeping the building. We're just gonna add on 600 square feet and then they're gonna add three stories.
Three stories.
Portion.
So when you have your 144,000 square feet,
That's total.
that's
Four
gross
stories.
for every, that's the existing building and new.
The new stuff, yes.
Okay.
So there's gonna be a small portion back here, 1/3 about the existing building that'll be just regular office. It'll be dentist and a daycare center, and then the rest will be self-storage. I have the architectural plans are submitted also. You can see here's the elevation.
Manny, since you're a regular here, can you just make sure next time, one full set's, yeah, just one, all we need is one full set from Ernie, then this is perfect, the 11 by 17.
Yeah, and they're colorized.
Yeah.
The existing buildings here, and then we're building 3 stories above, and then manage that about 600 square feet off the side. That's also.
Oh, no, maybe not. Well, yeah, see, that goes up.
And then you can see here, like towards probably the second last page is the floor plan. Storage units. See that floor. And then go up, it's gonna be 4 stories of storage lockers, and then the first floor on the backside of the existing building, that's gonna be divided between the daycare center and the dentist office.
Is it, I mean, the 144,000 square feet,
It's not a real number.
I was,
It's
right,
just based on your application's calculation. So I
Right.
totally expect your consulting engineer to
yeah,
reduce that.
that's my
number.
question, okay. I mean, I'm gonna assume that percentage of the flow, 90% of the flow is from the office building. What do you have in a storage building? Nothing.
So this is probably gonna be an overall reduction from the existing use. Because we're gonna take this front portion that was office and take it offline, make it self-storage. We're just gonna have a little part portion in the back, so it may calculate out depending on the rate, your consultant wants to apply to it.
Is that gonna be clear for Matt to see what you're,
Yeah, and if you want to do a breakout, I can, if there's.
Yeah, I
It's in
think
there
that-
by percentages, but I'll give them a breakout, so. But I think it is pretty, I think you can figure it out. It's not even all the- Yeah, I didn't want to just apply the number that you gave me on the last self-storage project, because I know each project is. individual.
I'm sure,
They weren't making us sound-
this is definitely unique. Okay, I don't have any other questions. You know the routine as far as getting information with Matt, between Matt and Ernie and the fee. Okay. Matt, any other questions? Guys, any other questions?
No.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Motion.
Oh, sorry, motion to accept.
I'll move to accept the application of, what's the number? I can't-
22-110.
110.
Make a motion to accept the application 22-110 for review.
I second the motion.
And adding 917 Bridgeport Avenue. to it. Motion by Don, seconded by Bill, all in favor? Anybody
Aye.
opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, team.
That it? Second here. So this question earlier. So the last one is Weston Sampson invoice for $2,892.
I don't think we need that, do we?
Huh?
We don't need that, do we?
I have some things to get back to.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we accept and bill for Weston Sampson invoice number 7221033 in the amount of $2,892.
I'll second the
Motion from Bill, seconded by Don, to accept $2,892 for the invoice dated, what's the invoice on this anyway? July 7th. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Matt, let's go with you real quick.
Sure.
If I recall last month, I gotta go back and look at, I was reading the meeting minutes the other day from last month. You were gonna start giving, thanks, man. You were gonna give us some information this month, correct?
Yeah, so I read some information about the Cure Place pipeline.
Yep, let's talk about that.
So with that one, my sewer line is ends up being 11,000. Let's just say 11,400. And then the service connections, about 30% of them are done, and the rest of them, the subcontractor does the lateral lining. Is gearing up to be out there. We're pushing pretty hard to set up a meeting with general contractor, their subcontractor, and the city, and us in the next week. And then when they go back out there, they have 69 surface connections that they have to line. That's going to be that's going to take a while for them to do. Right now, the production rate is.
So how did you make out in the call of the other day?
The call with such a corner.
Yeah. And their subcontractor.
Well, that's the call that we're setting up for next week.
It is setting up.
You know, we're still working to set it up there.
Can you include Ernie and I on that?
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't going to include you, but I will. I was going to include her.
I want you there. We have to break the job because it's didn't, this job should have been done.
I know, I agree. Matt, the other thing,
My concern actually with them is the production rate is so low, per day. So I've already brought it up once in the Citrus Farm. But I'd like to hear from DOT, say, hey, what can we do? Get at least 2 per day, like why are you so slow?
Yeah, because what'd you say, there's 59 laterals?
With,
69.
mind you, when we went into negotiations and talked to them, they said they do 4 a day.
The laterals.
Laterals, lines, and now we're down to barely getting 1 a day, which is ridiculous, just absurd.
It's not, there's no, I don't know.
That's 4 months.
Yeah, 3.5 months. I don't know how they're gonna make out on this project themselves if they do 1 a day. That's production rates at this point. So can we have them out there for another hour or 2 hours a day so we get the second one in? I don't understand why.
You mean they're gonna do a pump around, and then they're gonna flush, and they're gonna line one lateral in that stretch
Yeah.
in 1 day. So if they got a second lateral in that stretch, they gotta do the same thing the next day, pump it out, bypass it.
I don't know if they flush, I think they're probably gonna flush the line before they get started and then do that whole segment. Then when they go to the next segment, then they'll flush that line. But it just seems to me that they're not staffing their field group with enough people to get the lateral lateral, the bypass set up quickly enough so they can do more than one a day. That's what it seems like to me, but I want to hear their answer.
Wait, if they flush the line and there's 3 laterals, you do 1 lateral in that day, the next day, the next time they come back, they're gonna have to
They should be,
flush it again because they can't attach the thing if somebody used the toilet in that second lateral position.
they should be leapfrogging is what they should be doing, and they're just doing one and moving, so instead of leapfrogging,
They're not, there doesn't seem to be a very thoughtful plan in place to get more than one day. That's what I have.
in the future, if we go ahead and use these guys, I think we gotta make sure when you made the comment that they said they were gonna do 4 a day. There should be some kind of meeting minutes or notes that say, this is what you told us.
So we have contract language, and I wouldn't mind sitting down with you, going through this thing, because we need to hold our feet to the flames now. It's getting bad. You know, that's the reason why I brought them guys in, because I was getting a little bit irked. And it was coming out to, within the frustration that in situ form wasn't doing their job by overseeing the subcontractor. So I figured the best thing to do is bring back somebody who's a little more diplomatic and charismatic and take care of it, but we're not getting anywhere with them either. I don't mean that disrespect. I just mean that in situ form's giving them the same somewhat cold shoulder in a way, you reach out to them, there's a project manager, his name is Jeff Petrucci. He was very nice when we met him in the beginning and everything seemed hunky-dory. You'll be able to do 4 of these things a day. And then the truth of the matter is they're barely getting one a day. In situ form, kicked butt. Their company came in and did that lining. Those are hardworking guys. They kicked butt with the liner. If we only had a company that does the lateral liners with the same drive and motivation that in situ form had, we'd be gold. I think it's in situ form's fault for not finding a better subcontractor personally, because it affects their reputation too. I don't know, like you said, Green Mountain is a competitor. Oh, and that's right, the BLD does theirs too.
So with situ form and field, situ form and Green Mountain are both prime contractors, and the irony is they're both using this BLD company to do laterals. We're about to start with BLD going out in South Windsor for the same type of thing. And I'm thinking like, well, we're having this problem with Shelton. Like, I know this is going to be a problem in South Windsor, so we're already like saying, this is happening. Hey guys, you guys are you're gonna love this coming up.
There's no other subcontractors that do this lateral lining?
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
I mean, what's your contract read as far as, schedule, and I'm not gonna say liquidated damages, I'm sure there's not, but some kind of,
Oh, there is.
is there
There is,
liquidated
yeah.
damages in there?
It's a 356 page, 336 page contract.
So we might want to start looking at that.
Yep, you bet.
And I think, well, part of the issue is that situ form takes full responsibility and is very proactive with their mainline work, with their crews involved. And then once the project transitions over to the lateral lining, the attitude, we
don't have the same morale.
The way it works is they said, well, if you have a problem or you have concerns with BLD, why don't you give them a call and let them know what the issue is, where we all agreed, no, in situ form, that's your issue.
You should only be talking in situ form.
Precisely.
Right.
Yeah, we
Right.
should have no conversation with BLD.
And that's, so the prior, when BLD was here, we fell into that trap and started going down the route talking to BLD. Now we pulled back and we want situ form be at the table, any discussion that we have about this. And we don't want to have that direct dialogue with ourselves.
No, don't have them involved.
Didn't get us anywhere.
No, it doesn't. We the cold hard facts are, if there's liquidated damages, we present them to them. And what's the schedule on, what's the schedule for completion?
But that contract's coming out tomorrow morning. We're going to get into that seriously.
So I mean, I can't understand. Again, I can't understand how BLD can make money if they're charging. What is $1,000 lateral.
$3,300 a lateral. If you figure the man-hour, the men, they got to say 4 guys, a truck, the pumps, and all the equipment that's being rented to
And a
do
hotel.
this. The hotel, the food bill, there's no way they're making it any money.
So it's like, what's going on, guys? Like, why can't you do a little?
And
better?
Shit Form doesn't do their own laterals, they just do mains?
Right. That's right.
That doesn't, why, I wonder why that is.
Because there's no production in the laterals.
Well, I understand that, but if you're having problem with your subcontractor, you know, I mean, come on.
I know.
Then you design a
Then you're-
network within your own company
Yeah.
to do that,
Yeah.
a division to do that
I'm
yourself.
surprised they haven't.
You
I
know?
think I don't know, I would think by now there's a way to just push out lateral line a lot quicker than what.
I was further this conversation, let's keep this conversation obviously going, let me know, it's love it. Maybe we have another.
This is the first, so this is really the first issue of BLD. There are some other issues that are equally important, such as they're setting up that bypass is the other big thing. It's like, we want to make sure that we're requiring that they start on easy laterals, and then we're gonna save the harder bypasses for later towards the end. So we get upset with them at the end of the project and not at the beginning. But like when we have to do bypass in front of the gas station that serves fish and chips, we want them to do that at the end, and we're gonna be on site to make sure they have the hose and they go around the backside and they're not restricting traffic like they did last time, which got them thrown out of town. And then the same thing with the River Road pump station discharges into a manhole, and there's another force main that discharged in that same manhole. And in situ form, it took them 3 tries to figure out how to bypass that first segment after that discharge manhole. And when I was out there, with their superintendent, I said, hey, you guys learned a lot of lessons here. We don't want to go through that same pain when BLD comes out. You guys got to be here. It's kind of like, well, that's going to be BLD's problem to figure out. I'm like, no, that's your problem. You need to explain to them.
Correct.
It said that. No, so I got to keep reminding them that we're gonna have that again. So that's we do have several things to talk about.
All right. The next thing, and I did find it's on page 5. It asks you to put together a task list at the treatment plant and ask whether we should wait until next month's meeting to provide the list. I said, yes, please provide the list and distribute before the meeting. Do we have it here? Oh,
Yes, I had put the task list together last month. I don't know.
did you guys see
I
that?
still have it, so.
Matt, can you
Whatever you want.
just send an email to,
I'll send it to the commissioners.
yeah.
All right.
With the bill, of course.
I forgot about this, and I remember reading it this weekend in the minutes, and I wanted to talk to Garrett, just while Garrett was here, go over this, but it's fine, we could.
He kind of whispered to me on the way out that says that they wanted to reprioritize that list a little bit.
All right, so let's do this, reprioritize the list with Garrett,
Okay.
and then, either send it to everybody or wait till the next meeting. I don't mind that you wait till the next
Those
meeting.
items haven't really changed much. What we're doing, but I think there's certain things he wants to do sooner than later. So, all right. I'll update that with Garrett, and I'll send it around. I already forwarded
All right.
it.
I don't have any other questions. Financial statement? Paperwork, a lot of paperwork. Anybody else have any other questions? The financial statement, are we missing the financial statement here?
It's
No,
Oh, I have
there's so much paperwork here.
right there. Keep going.
I need you to post that Weston Sampson.
Let me see your pen.
There. Yeah. It's under 1352.
you so much. Next one's here.
Is there anything with the financial you want?
Any questions on that financial statement?
No.
Hearing none, once anyone make the adjournment?
I make a motion that we adjourn meeting of July 13th, 2022, WPCA
So moved.
at
Thank you.
5:35.
Mr. Duncan, thank you for signing in today. Michael, your microphone is, not, Duncan, your microphone is muted.
Take care, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eugene.
Press the red button up. Are we this?
I get it, I get it.
I got so much paper here, I can't even fit it back into the